Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, I will try to be quick because that's, I understand, the target. I am here proudly speaking on behalf of one European project. I will briefly go through the whole presentation, but mainly we are talking about a research and demonstration project funded by EU Commission. Some of the people in the room are already aware of our project because it started a while ago and now it's in full swing, to put it this way. The beauty of the project is that it put together not only knowledge from 23 partners in 11 countries, but it tests that knowledge on 9 demo sites all over Europe, involving an interdisciplinary partnership and aiming to create a common ground for uptaking ecosystem and the services provided by the ecosystems for a very important issue, prevention, an issue that was not really or is not really an immediate focus for the insurance sector in a way, but I think it has to become part of the dialogue for a win-win situation. So we aim to combine, as I said, knowledge, evidence into model, business models. Not all the time the scientists like this word, but let's say working models, and be able also to uptake ideas and mainstreaming them in policy all over Europe as possible, so as high as possible at the European level. I appreciated very much the presentation of Tarasain, and I think it's an important part of the whole cycle, and it opens actually quite nice possibilities for dialogue. In our project, we see adding to the, let's say, risk modeling expertise, social risk perception, which is quite important, and while taking interviews we see how difficult it is to make people around risk-prone areas be aware of the risk they are living with. But also include innovative economic and financial instruments to create sustainable, novel, new business models that would help a more, let's say, structured approach of using ecosystem services in practice. What we did is also institutional analysis and the research of the insurance sector in Europe. So this survey is already finished and it's available on the EU site. But trying, as I said, to learn from different points of view what are the possibilities to facilitate a quicker implementation. One of the products that is developed by one of the partners in the project, I'm not a specialist in damage valuation, but it's one method that we are working on, trying to uptake the idea of, by showing results as regards the damage valuation, we could promote more the idea of the impact that the nature-based solution can have in support decision-making through risk modeling. There are several stages that are projected by my colleagues at Caisse Centrale de la REINSURANCE in France. David and Roxana are working on this in this moment, and the results will be incorporated and tested in some of the demos that we have. I'm not going to present all, but the idea is that we have a wide range of situations, from high-level basin approach to very small NBSs implemented in at the level of a stadium, urban area, rural areas, in countries. So we are 9 demo sites, and this is very yeah, it's detailed in the presentation, so the presentation, as far as I know, Extreme will make available also, and then you can work on or look at it. In Romania, we work on the lower Danube course, and we, of course, target risks that are there and are already acknowledged by different stakeholders. Just a brief map and focus points: drought and flood mainly, but also sediments and erosion. We have already tested several of the instruments developed in the project in those areas, and we have very interesting results from that and also from the institutional analysis. NAT is mainly a collaborative and co-development project, and the beauty of it is it is oriented to the end user, and I think that's a good platform to build on in outreaching towards the insurance sector, because everything that we are going to promote is going to be aimed for uptaking in such a way that makes sense for your clients, because otherwise it won't be sustainable in practice. Perceiving climate change, environment change, society change, and as an opportunity and as a drive, but incorporating the nature in the solutions that can be used in preventing disasters. We already had a step which we created in October 2018 with the support of Xprim, and we are very, very grateful for that moment and also for being here today, where we initiated a panel discussion with the insurance sector, trying to find out what are the triggers that actually could be taken on board by the sector for the future promotion of involving in preventive actions and promotion of natural-based solutions in those actions. They are listed here. Some of them need to be further developed, and we hope to continue the dialogue also with PAID and UNSAR. We have this very good an open relationship and willingness to connect. I will go quickly to this one. I mean, we really have to find a way to connect. That's what we were talking a bit before my presentation. We have strategies and we have approaches in every sector in Romania and also in Europe. We have environmental, we have different way of looking at things. The most challenging thing we've seen in the course of the project is how to connect those in practice in such a way that the final, the end user is tempted, is interested, is paying for his protection, and not waiting for other entities to come there when the disaster happens. Our idea is that gathering forces to improve resilience is the secret, and of course there are several ideas listed there, not necessarily all of them good ones, but what we want is an open dialogue and find, as I said, the way that would help us all make a better business and also make a better life with the climate change trigger on our head and shoulders. And so thank you very much. I try to be very quick, but the project is really beautiful, and I'm very proud of the knowledgeable partners that we have there, and the possibility to have all this science integrated with practice at the European level, and we hope to have useful instruments to be really used in practice and not only just remain in the book of a report at the end of the project. Thank you very much.
Florentina, thank you very much for briefing us about NAID, which rhymes very well with PAID. I think there's already like a good start in terms of integrating into the insurance industry. But putting jokes aside, I had one question for you. On the risk modeling work for flood that you're doing, is this public and is it available for commercial or public use?
Yes, it is. We have the colleagues of King's College in London that developed the two instruments that were mentioned there, and they are open to the public. We actually connected with the sector also in London and in Paris, promoting those instruments. And of course, CCR has also a very active presence on the market, and they also are willing to share, including the damage evaluation methodology that they are working on, which we think we want to test it in Romania, in some of the areas that I showed you. We want to test that because we think it's going to be a very good instrument to stimulate public authorities to come along with the sector and promote, because once they see how much is avoided, they will have probably, hopefully, more interest to be part of the whole business model. So, yes, it's public.
Great.